Now, we're not here to kink shame anyone today, but watching other people have sex is hella weird if you think about it. You're literally cucking yourself. You're self-cucking. You're sitting there watching two other people have sex. It's not you in the video. You're just sitting there behind the screen watching. You're just sitting in the cuck chair. And you probably find the girl in the video attractive. That's probably why you clicked on the video. But now your first instinct when you see an attractive girl is to watch her get smashed out by another dude? Bro, that's weird. But that doesn't even make sense. That's not natural. That's not how our brains are wired. And when you do this shit over and over every single day, you're training yourself to be the guy who can only get off to watching other people get it on. You're giving yourself cuck training. You're training yourself to be the passive observer instead of the active participant in sex. Imagine that in real life. You see a cute girl walking down the street. You think she's really attractive. And your first instinct isn't to go up to her, talk to her, introduce yourself, maybe get her number, maybe see what the vibe is, see if you can go on a date with her, see if there's a connection there. No, your first instinct is to try and find her Instagram, try and find the app. Your first instinct when you see a hot girl is that you want to see videos or pictures of her naked or like with barely any clothes on. You just want to look like she's some foreign object, like she's some exhibit in a museum. In all of human history, if you saw someone attractive, you would naturally be inclined to go up and talk to them and interact with them and introduce yourself. That's natural, that's normal. That's our normal human instinct. But in 2025, we live in a society where people just want instant pleasure, instant gratification without having to put in any work, without having to make a connection with someone or actually put in the effort to go and meet someone. It's like nowadays, the common reaction when you see an attractive girl online, you'll see so many dudes just trying to like find her app, find her Instagram, find her, if she has like an OnlyFans or something. For example, I'll be on like Reddit or something and I'll just be scrolling through for news. I'll be trying to look for sports news. Dudes will be on there just posting random pictures of girls in the comments section. I'll go on like r/NBA circle jerk just for some memes or something. And then they'll just be horny posting. They'll just be posting half naked pictures of women. Then all the responses are like, oh my God, like she's so hot, bro. Like what's her at, bro? Like what's her name, bro? Where can I find her? They'll start going crazy, especially if somebody else says, oh, she has leaks, bro. She has like OnlyFans or something. Like send it to me in the DM, bro. Like I gotta see it. Like they start fiending for it like it's a drug addiction or something. Like I remember this one time I read a comment where it was like just this picture of this Instagram booty girl or something, just half naked showing her ass. And then the dudes in the comments, like this one dude is literally like, dude, I need to know her name. What's her name? Please, bro. And then nobody's telling him. And he's like, please, it's gooning hour, bro. I need to know. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And then he gets so pissed because nobody's telling him. And he's like, I hope karma comes for all of you, you pieces of shit. And like, dude, you're just staring at pixels on a screen. Like you're getting angry because you can't fucking beat your meat to your phone, to a picture. You not smashing, bro. You're just sitting there looking. Think about that. Is that what you want, to just be a watcher? All right, I'm gonna need you to follow me for a second because I'm about to get deep. I'm about to get psychological. When you release to porn, your brain doesn't know that that's not real sex. Your brain can't differentiate. All it knows is that it released all these chemicals, it released all this energy. Your brain thinks that you're reproducing. Your brain thinks that you just completed your prime biological directive, which is to reproduce and to push the human species forward. So that's why every time you release and you nut to some porn or some fucking pixels on a screen, you feel relaxed, you feel chilled out. You're like, okay, let me just sit here and not do anything now. Like, let me chill out for a second, because your brain thinks you did what you need to do. Your brain thinks that you just impregnated a woman, that you're about to have a kid, that you're about to become like a father. You don't feel the need then to go outside and go and actually meet a real woman, or to actually talk to some people that you find attractive and actually go out and get a date or get laid and put in all the effort that might come with that. You don't feel the need to put out any of that effort because you're just like, oh, I just nutted. Your brain's like, hey, we're good. We just did the act. There was that cute girl, right? And then we just released. Like, didn't we just have sex? Didn't we just push the human species forward? It's like, why go through the whole process of meeting someone and then talking to them, seeing what the vibe is, getting their number, setting up a date, going on the date, potentially having sex or not having sex if you guys have a really good connection. Why go through all that time and all that effort when you can just nut hella fast? You could just pull up a video. It's like Chad Ochocinco said.
I can get away with lotion in my imagination and get the same results.
He said, why would he go and try and bang Rihanna when he can just use his imagination and some lotion and do the same thing? You feel satisfied and content to just not go out and meet anybody because all you're looking for is that nut. You're just looking for that quick release of those feel-good chemicals. Why go out and face your social anxieties? Why go out and overcome your insecurities or overcome your fears and actually go out and meet someone and make a real connection when it's so much easier to just use your hand, right? But then you sit there and you wonder why you can't get a girlfriend. Oh, why is it so hard for me to get a woman? Like, why are girls so complicated? Over time, you start to think that more and more. You start to get tired of the videos. You start to get tired of the adult content. You start to get a little tired of all the lotion in your imagination. You start to desire something a little more real because you start getting hit with that post-nut clarity, right? You think to yourself like, man, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I watching this? And then you might even continue watching it even after that. And you fall down the rabbit hole even further and you start watching freakier and freakier shit that you're not even really into, fetishes that you wouldn't even want to invite into your real life. You're like a junkie, like a drug addict. You just need a harder hit of the drug to get the same high. Just releasing all this life-giving, life-creating, powerful energy into a fucking tissue. And then you stare at the weird-ass, freaky-ass shit that you were watching. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? And you stare at your reflection in the screen. And you just sit there and you feel like shit because you know that deep down, you don't want this. You don't want to watch other people have sex. You want to have sex, but it's deeper than that. What you really want, what you really crave is connection, is intimacy with another real, living, breathing human being so that her divine feminine energy can connect with your divine masculine energy in this song and dance of life. And we can connect and become one and ascend our fucking consciousness and become one with the universe, one with each other, so that we can connect in the most intimate way possible with the present moment, with reality, with each other. We're getting deep now. We're getting deep now. Hold on. For a lot of us, we just keep chasing that nut, that distraction, that cheap dopamine as a means of escape, as escape from nervousness for talking to those cute girls that you're too afraid to talk to, as an escape from the low self-esteem that you might feel for whatever reason, as an escape from social anxiety or various insecurities, from body image issues, from not feeling good enough. And I know all this because that was me. I didn't think I was capable of romance. I didn't think that girls were into me. I had body image issues. I was obese. I was shy. I had low self-esteem. I had low self-confidence. I didn't believe that people wanted to connect with me in that way. And because that's what I believed, I never took any action. I never put myself out there to even give myself a chance to connect with somebody who may have wanted to connect with me, but it could never happen because I never allowed it to happen. Because that was the reality that I believed in my mind. That was the reality that I ended up creating. I thought that sex and dating were things that other people did, not me. And so I would use porn as escapism to live vicariously through others, to escape my own fears and insecurities instead of dealing with them and growing past them. And that only makes them worse. When you run away from your fears, when you run away from your issues, from your insecurities, you try and escape them. That only makes them worse because then they just keep building up and building up in your mind. The fear becomes scarier and scarier. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Now all of a sudden, it's a huge deal. Now all of a sudden, talking to girls or asking a girl out on a date becomes this huge mega fear. In reality, none of these things were true. None of this was really a big deal. But in my mind, in the mental prison that I had created, it's like I was chained up. And every time I ran away from my problems and tried to escape them with the drug that is porn, with the self-cucking, I only made things worse. I only added more chains that made it even harder to escape from. Because when you start watching porn on a regular basis, you begin to put women and sex on a pedestal. You start just viewing them as objects for sex. You no longer view them as real people. You can't have a regular conversation or a regular interaction because you're just sitting there like a crackhead, like just fiending for it, you know? Because you're not just connecting with another human being. You're not viewing them as a human being. You're just using them as a means to an end, as a means to get your fix, to get your high. And on top of this, every time you watch porn, all of the stimulation, majority of it is just in your head. Nothing is actually happening in reality. Remember, I said you're gaslighting your own brain into thinking that you're having sex, into thinking that you're reproducing, but you're not. You're just sitting there by yourself, staring at your phone, dick in hand, or like fucking playing with yourself. Like if you're a woman, you might not have a penis, right? Or maybe you do. We're inclusive on this channel, regardless of your gender. So now you get used to only interacting with women in virtual reality. You don't interact with them in real reality anymore. You don't actually connect with them. So your brain literally loses social skills because you're not socializing as often. You're not actually speaking with another human being as often. You lose the ability to start to read all the subtle signs of body language and tonality because you're not getting that input on a regular basis. You're just staring at the phone. You're being the passive observer. So how can you possibly have good interactions with people that you find attractive when you basically become a drug addict? And the people that you find attractive are literally your drug. So by trying to escape, you've made things worse. By being socially anxious and not wanting to deal with that, you've actually made yourself more socially anxious. You've put women and sex and dating on a pedestal even more, making it an even tougher mountain to climb up and overcome. You've delved deeper into your own head, into your own mind. You can't even be present and interact in real reality because you're just so used to being in virtual reality. You literally start losing the ability to socialize. Your brain physically changes to where it can't read people as well. And then of course you're cucking yourself, so you're gonna feel more insecure because now your only sexual expression, your only sexual activity is from watching other dudes have sex with these girls. Now all of a sudden in your mind, you're not good enough to have sex with them. You're not good enough to go out on dates. If you were already insecure, you just made that worse too. Because now you're training yourself to just be the guy who watches from afar. You're not the dude who actually goes out and connects with people and connects with the people that are attracted to you and that you also find attractive. You're the dude who's too scared to do any of that, so you hide in your room, hide in the bathroom, lock the door, grab the lotion, grab the tissues, and just play with yourself alone, all by yourself, wishing you could interact with these attractive women, wishing that you could connect with these people you want to connect with, but you don't because you keep shooting yourself in the foot. You're living in this la-la land, in this virtual reality, but in real reality, you're just making your problems worse. And deep down, I know that you know that the best and really the only way to get over all these issues and to fix these problems is to quit watching porn for good. And if you want to know how to do that, the first step to quitting porn for good, go ahead and click the video right here and let's get you started on this journey to quit.